Hello everyone. In today's lecture, we'll discuss about polar plot and Nyquist plot. First, we'll discuss about mapping theorem or principle of argument. The mapping theorem states that f of s be the single valued function which is not analytic. So these are singularities of function, so where it is not an analytic function. In that case, we have to consider an arbitrary closed path tau of s in S-plane in such a way that the function f of s is analytic in at each and every point on tau of s path. So now, where p and z be the number of poles and number of zeros of f of s which are encircled by tau of s path, which are inside the path tau of s. We are not interested in all the poles and zeros of f of s, but at the same time we have to consider the poles and zeros which are encircled by the path tau of s in S-plane. So here afterwards, whatever the p and z we are discussing, p it is number of poles of f of s encircled by tau of s path, where z it is number of zeros of f of s which are encircled by tau of s path. Now according to mapping procedure, the closed path tau of s in S-plane can be mapped into the other plane, say F-plane, to get the closed path tau dash of s. The given function f of s, it is a single valued function and which is not analytic. To make it as an analytic function, we are considering the tau of s path where this f of x function it is becoming analytic. And so according to the mapping procedure, the closed path tau of s in S-plane is mapped into the other plane, say F-plane, to get a closed path, say tau dash of s. So the mapping here, whatever we are discussing, that will be explained in later part. This theorem, it is called as mapping theorem or principle of argument. The continuation of that principle of argument, how we can decide the stability criterion of Nyquist plot. So Nyquist has suggested to select a single valued function f of s which is 1 plus g of s into h of s, where g of s into h of s it is open loop transfer function. This we discussed in the last lecture itself. Poles of 1 plus g of s into h of s, it is open loop poles. Zeros of 1 plus g of s into h of s are closed loop poles of the system or poles of the closed loop transfer function. So to determine the stability, all zeros of 1 plus g of s into h of s must lie in the left half of the S-plane. For the system to be stable, all zeros of open loop transfer function all zeros of 1 plus g of s into h of s should lie on the left hand side of the S-plane. That it is nothing but all the closed loop poles of the system should lie on the left hand side of the zero plane, left hand side of the S-plane, or none of the zeros should be in the right half of the, none of the zeros of the open loop transfer function should lie in the right hand side of the S-plane. This is how Nyquist stability criterion it is explained. The same thing in the other way. Here, as per principles of argument, where n is equivalent to z minus p, where z it is number of zeros of f of s or number of zeros of q of s. Number of zeros or the roots of the characteristic equation on the right half of S-plane. Only how many number of zeros are lying on the right half of the S-plane, S-plane, only that it is counted as capital Z. This is whatever we are doing, it is for open loop transfer function. Where P it is number of poles of the open loop transfer function which are lying on the right hand side of S-plane. Where N it is net encirclements around the point -1 plus J0. The clockwise encirclements are taken as positive and anti-clockwise encirclements are taken as negative. Here in polar plot we discussed that we are drawing an unity circle. If the polar plot, if it intersects that unity circles, based on that we have determined gain crossover frequency and gain crossover frequency. So that unit circle, it is represented as -1 plus J0. So how many number of encirclements are happening around this point -1 plus J0? That is taken into the count to calculate this endpoint. For the system to be stable, Z must be equivalent to 0. As per the previous slide, that's what we discussed. For the system to be stable, all the zeros should lie completely in the left hand side of the S-plane. Zeros, it is open loop transfer function zeros. Here Z must be 0 because the Z calculation what it is taken, it is only number of zeros which are lying on the right hand side of the S-plane. For the system to be stable, this Z to be 0. For a closed loop stability, Z must be 0. When the Z will be 0? When N is equivalent to P or P is equivalent to -N. This is a generalized Nyquist path and its mapping. In the first slide, it discussed here, according to the mapping procedure, the closed path tau of S in S-plane can be mapped into the other plane, say S-plane, to get the closed path, say tau dash of S. So this is the generalized Nyquist path. So this Nyquist path, it starts from SS plus J infinity, path that is coming here and it is reaching 0 and it is going till minus J infinity, and this is the direction, it is going back to plus J infinity. This path, it is generalized Nyquist path. Now when there is no pole at origin, in the given open loop transfer function, then this path will not take these small circles where R tends to 0. When there is no pole at origin, the Nyquist path will not take where R tends to 0. It will take only where R tends to infinity. If there is a 0 at origin, and this small semicircle will happen where R tends to 0. So this standardized Nyquist path will retain as it is. Now, how to calculate? As per this slide, we have to calculate the number of encirclements. How to calculate the number of encirclements? The point A, it is -1 plus J0 point. This point here, this is an encirclement in the path tau of S. So how many encirclements are happened surrounding to the point A? The point A is encircled by a path tau of S. This is encirclement. Now how to calculate or how to count that capital N, number of encirclements? Here we have to draw a vector from the point A and then make the arrow direction. If this point A, if it is encircled in clockwise direction, clockwise encirclement is taken into consideration as negative. Here, this is the encirclement direction, it is missing. Surrounding to this point, the first figure, this is point A. From point A, draw a vector only from point A. Here just the difference they have given from point O also they have drawn a vector. So the encirclement it is calculated only based on the point A. How many encirclements are happening for point A. Now here one encirclement it is happening in this direction. This direction it is anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction encirclements are treated as +1. So that is why here it is n, it is +1. So in this first diagram the encirclement for the point A it is +1. We'll move to the next one. Next diagram. Here, so from point A draw a vector and count the encirclements. Here the first encirclement it has happened here. So this it is there in the clockwise direction. Clockwise encirclements are treated as negative. So n is -1, and one more encirclement it has happened in the same clockwise direction. So n is -1. So -1, -1. So total net encirclement for this diagram with respect to point A it is -2. Now in the third diagram with respect to point A draw a vector and calculate the encirclements. Here in anti-clockwise direction the encirclement here, the inner circle it happens in the anti-clockwise direction. So n it is +1. So in the clockwise direction we have one more encirclement. So the count it is -1. The total encirclement n it is +1 -1. So the net encirclement will be n is equivalent to 0. That is what explained here. Draw a vector from a point whose encirclements are to be determined in such a way to join any point outside that closed path in any direction. Identify the number of intersection of this vector with a closed path. Make these intersection with a small arrow on the same vector indicating direction of closed path at the time of intersection. Cancel the opposite directed encirclements. The remaining arrows gives us the number of encirclements of the point. So whatever we discussed, mapping theorem we discussed. What is mapping theorem? How to analyze the Nyquist stability criterion based on the encirclements Z and P. This is the generalized Nyquist path, and we discussed about encirclements. How to count the encirclements. Now we'll discuss the steps to solve problems by Nyquist criterion. Step 1. Count how many number of poles of g of s. The given transfer function will be open loop transfer function. G of s into h of s. How many number of poles of g of s and h of s are in the right half of S plane? The right half of S plane means which it has positive real part. This is the value of capital P. Decide the same way. We have to count how many number of zeros of g of s and h of s are in the right half of S plane with positive real part. That value it gives capital Z. Decide the stability criterion as n is equivalent to -p. For the system to be stable, Z value should be equivalent to 0. That means n is equivalent to -p. How many times Nyquist plot should encircle -1 plus j0? Point for absolute stability. So this point to be cross verified for the system to be stable. Select the Nyquist path as per the function g of s into h of s. The Nyquist path to be selected based on whether any pole is at origin or not. Only in these two cases it differs. If pole is at origin, then even if it is one pole at origin or more than one pole at origin, there will be a small semicircle present at origin where r tends to 0, and the other semicircle which it is present from plus j infinity to minus j infinity where r tends to infinity. If there is no pole at origin, only one semicircle will be present where r tends to infinity plus j infinity, where s is j infinity plus j infinity to s is minus j infinity. Then analyze the sections as starting point and terminating point of plot. See, in this Nyquist plot, this is the Nyquist path. So in this Nyquist path, every path we have to analyze with respect to omega value. Here plus j infinity to 0, this is one path, and 0 to minus j infinity, this is another path. So like the different sections we have to take and analyze the section as a starting point and terminating point of plot. Then mathematically we have to find out omega pc, an intersection of Nyquist plot with negative real axis, by rationalizing g of j omega and h of j omega. In the last lecture we discussed how we have to do the mathematical calculation of phase crossover frequency. With the same procedure we have to calculate phase crossover frequency of Nyquist plot. Now by doing step 4 and 5 we can complete the final Nyquist sketch. After completing the final Nyquist sketch, count the number of encirclements capital N of -1 plus j0 by Nyquist plot. If this matches with the criterion decided in step number 2, then the system it is stable. Otherwise the system it is unstable. After deciding the stability of the system, let us check the gain margin. The gain margin of the system it is 1 divided by the length of magnitude of OQ, where Q it is the intersection point of Nyquist plot with negative real axis obtained in step 5. Here the Q point, it is exactly in the previous lecture video we showed what it is Q point. So when we have to take the gain margin in decibels, 20 log base 10, 1 divided by length of OQ, which is in decibels. All these steps we have to do to solve the Nyquist stability criterion examples. So we'll start with an example. So the first example it is given. In this example, using Nyquist stability criterion, investigate the stability of a closed loop system whose open loop transfer function is given by. So the given it is open loop transfer function. The given question it is open loop transfer function, but we are determining the stability of closed loop system. So g of given open loop transfer function g of s into h of s, k divided by s plus 1 into s plus 2. Here the first step, draw the poles and mark the poles and zeros. So here zeros are capital Z, it is, there is no 0 it is present. Poles it is -1 and -2. Poles it is -1 and -2. Capital P and capital Z we have to write. Capital P it indicates number of poles lying on the right hand side of S plane. No pole it is lying on the right hand side of S plane. So here capital P it is 0. Capital Z it is number of zeros lying on the right hand side of S plane. So capital Z which is equivalent to 0. Now we have to select a Nyquist path. In the given example, we don't have any pole at origin, k divided by s plus 1 into s plus 2. So there is no separate s term here, which it indicates there is no pole at origin. When there is no pole at origin, this is the Nyquist path. There is no small semicircle where r tends to 0. Here only one semicircle which it starts from plus j infinity to minus j infinity, and where r, the radius of that semicircle, it is r tends to infinity. Only one semicircle with radius r tends to infinity when there is no pole at origin. Now here if you see this Nyquist path, it starts from, this is sigma, this is j omega. In real axis it is sigma, it is j omega. It starts from minus j infinity. It approaches at small point A and it reaches plus j infinity, comes back to C, then D, then E. This is the contour of ABCDA for open loop transfer function in this plane. Now, first we have to take the magnitude and phase angle for the given system. In the given open loop transfer function, substitute S is j omega. G of j omega, h of j omega, 10 divided by S is replaced by j omega plus 1, j omega plus 2. Now, how do we take magnitude value, magnitude and phase here? All together here it is taken the same step. 10 divided by magnitude here, root of omega square plus 1 square, tan inverse of imaginary part by real part. Imaginary part it is omega. Angle is tan inverse of omega. This is first term in the denominator. The second term in the denominator, the magnitude value is root of omega square plus 2 square. So root of omega square plus 4. Angle value tan inverse of omega by 2. Imaginary part by real part. Tan inverse of omega by 2. Now, here I have to take section by section. In the Nyquist path, I have to take section by section, then apply the section limit in this g of h of j omega expression, where I will get magnitude and angle value. How we can do the sections from this Nyquist path? Here, the first section it is taken from 0, omega is 0 to omega is infinity. Omega is 0 to omega is infinity. The second section, omega is infinity plus infinity to omega is minus infinity. The third section, omega is minus infinity to omega is 0. So 3 sections are taken in this example. When we see here, omega is 0 to infinity and omega is 0 to minus infinity. These two are just mirror image of each other. So when we do the analysis, if we do it for one it is enough, other one we can draw the mirror image. So we are going to do the analysis only for omega is 0 to infinity. And omega is minus infinity to 0, just we will draw the mirror image of this first section. Now, the magnitude and phase angle expression whatever we have calculated, by substituting these 3 different sections omega value, we have to obtain separate polar plots. Then all these sections separate polar plots, if we combine and draw into a single plot, that it gives a final Nyquist plot. That is what we are going to do it now. See here, the first section, omega is 0, omega is plus infinity. First section, omega is 0 to omega is plus infinity. So in this magnitude and phase angle expression, we are substituting omega is 0 and omega is infinity. When omega is 0, what is the magnitude here? When omega is 0, here it is 10. Root 1 and in the denominator here root 4. So root 4 will be 2. So 10 by 2. So the magnitude value it is 5. Angle value minus tan inverse of omega is 0, minus tan inverse 0, 0 degree. Again minus tan inverse 0, 0 degree. So angle it is 0 degree. Magnitude 5 when omega is 0. Angle is 0 when omega is 0. So I can write this as 5 angle 0 degree. So this here the point it is A and B. The section what we are drawing it is for AB. Here it is taken as, since we have to plot it in the other plane, it is taken as A dash. The first point it is, we are mapping into the other plane. from this Nyquist path, we are going to map it into g of s into h of s plane. So that is why that point it is taken as a dash b dash. So 5 angle 0 degree it is a dash point. Now when omega is infinity, that is b point. When omega is infinity, this term, denominator term, it becomes infinity, 10 by infinity, so magnitude it is 0. Angle value, when omega is infinity, minus tan inverse infinity, minus 90 degree. Minus tan inverse infinity, minus 90 degree. Minus 90, minus 90, angle is minus 180 degree. When omega is infinity, the b dash point, it indicates 0, angle minus 180 degree. Now, here a dash point, 5 angle 0. 5 angle 0, this is 0 degree line. In clockwise, it is negative angle, minus 90 degree line, minus 180 degree line, minus 270 degree, minus 360. So in 0 degree line, I have to mark a dash point. A dash point is 5 angle 0. So this magnitude it is 5. 5 in 0 degree line, we mark 5. So this point it is a dash. Now b dash it is infinity. Sorry, b dash it is 0 angle minus 180. 0 angle minus 180 degree, this point. When 0 degree and minus 180 degree when it comes, so it has to cross minus 90 degree. So it should start from a dash point, because we started with when omega is 0. So this is the starting point, omega a dash, and this is b dash. This is the direction. This is a simple polar plot. This is what we discussed in the previous lecture. Now, there we calculated one net angle. That also, if you want, we can calculate that net angle. Here the net angle minus 180 degree, minus of minus 0 degree, b dash point minus a dash point, minus 180 degree, minus of minus 0 degree, which it gives minus 180 degree. Minus 180 degree it gives clockwise direction. Minus 180 degree it gives clockwise direction. That is why the direction it is going clockwise. But generally we can take when omega is 0, that is a starting point. When omega is infinity, that is a terminal point. And as per the previous Nyquist path, a dash and b dash we have taken. So the direction must start from a dash and terminate at b dash. So this is only for one section we have done. Now, in the contour, the second section, BCD, this section, omega varies from plus infinity to minus infinity. So section 2, to find the image of path BCD, now when r tends to 0, this path, this one, it is r e to the power j theta, r e to the power j theta. S is limit s, r tends to infinity, r e to the power j theta in g of s into h of s plane. Here the angle we can check. What is the angle variation it is happening? This angle it is plus 90 degree. B point angle it is plus 90 degree. C point angle it is 0 degree. D point angle it is minus 90 degree. So for this section 2, always the section of g of s into h of s it is r into e to the power j theta. And angle it is plus 90, 0, minus 90. So the s value it is, put s is, s we have to substitute as r into e to the power j theta, where r tends to infinity. At the same time, this theta, it varies from plus 90 degree, 0 degree, then minus 90 degree. Now, here in the given transfer function, k divided by s plus 1 into s plus 2. K value we have taken as 1 and then we are completing the next plot. Now for the second section, this S value should be replaced by R into e to the power j theta. That is what done here. In this example, K value is given as 10. K value is given. K is taken as 10 and then they have done the example. K is given. K is 10. Now, substitute S is R into e to the power j theta. 10 divided by R into e to the power j theta plus 1 into R into e to the power j theta plus 2. Here 10, when you R value, it is R tends to infinity. When we compare with this value plus 1, this 1 value, it is negligible. The same way, when you compare with this R into this term 2, it becomes negligible. So only R into e to the power j theta, here R into e to the power j theta, it is taken into the consideration. When limit R tends to infinity, 10 divided by R square e to the power j 2 theta. Limit R tends to infinity, 10 divided by R square, this magnitude and angle if we have to take, this can be written as 1 angle 2 theta. Now, when R tends to infinity, this R square term, it becomes infinity. So 10 by infinity magnitude, it becomes 0. 0 angle minus 2 theta. Magnitude, it is 0 angle minus 2 theta. Now theta value, it varies from plus 90, 0 and minus 90. If you put theta plus 90, 0 and minus 90, we'll get minus 180 degree, this is B dash point, C dash point 0 degree, D dash point minus 180, plus 180 degree point. The magnitude, it is 0, only angle varies, minus 180 degree, 0 degree, 180 degree. These 3 points, B dash, C dash, D dash. Now, angles are minus 180, 0, plus 180. This is minus 180 degree, this is 0, this is plus 180 degree line. But magnitude, it is 0. So B dash, C dash, D dash, all these 3 points, it locates at origin. So, hence the infinite semicircle BCD on the S-plane is mapped to the origin of the G of S into H of S plane. Since we are interested only in the encirclement of minus 1 plus J0, the angles of the points B dash, C dash and D dash in the G of S and H of S have no significance. To determine the stability of the given system, we are taking only the encirclement point. So this point B dash, C dash, D dash, it is mapped to the origin at S plane. Fine. Now we'll move to the third section. In the third section, it is from minus the direction, we are following the same direction, from 0 to infinity, then from infinity to minus infinity. Now the third section, minus infinity to 0. To find the image path of DA, that is third section, the path D dash A dash is the mirror image of the path A dash B dash with respect to the real axis. So, however we had drawn the first path, just draw the mirror image of third section path. The first section was obtained from here to here, it was obtained. Now draw the mirror image. Now combine all these 3 images into a single graph. the combined one, this is the first section path what we have drawn. The mirror image path is the dotted line, and origin point it indicates B dash, C dash, D dash. See the direction of the second path also. See from here minus infinity to A only we are moving, the third section. So D dash to A dash. So D dash is the starting point, A dash is the terminal point. So this is the direction of the mirror image path. D dash is the starting point, A dash is the terminal point. So this is the final sketch or complete Nyquist plot for the given transfer function, open loop transfer function. Now this is at origin. So in minus 180 degree line, let us take this point, it is minus 1 plus j0 point. As per the obtained Nyquist plot, the observation what we can make it is minus 1 j plus j0 point, it is not encircled by the obtained Nyquist plot. So capital N which is equivalent to 0. So the Nyquist path stability criterion is when z is equivalent to p plus n. So n is 0 as per this obtained Nyquist plot, and there is no pole, it is lying on the right hand side of the S plane as per the given open loop transfer function. So p is 0, so z is equivalent to 0. So hence no roots of the characteristic equation lie to the right half of the S plane. Hence the closed loop control system it is stable. The given system it is open loop control system, but from the given open loop transfer function, by drawing the Nyquist plot or by sketching the Nyquist plot, we are finding out the stability of the closed loop control system. And in this example, whatever the example we discussed, here k value it is 10. K is equivalent to 10. We are not considering k as 1 and then doing it. In the given example itself, k is 10. Fine. We will discuss about the second example. The second example, using Nyquist stability criterion, investigate the stability of closed loop system whose open loop transfer function is given by g of s into h of s plus 2 divided by s plus 1 into s minus 1. Here, first plot for the given open loop transfer function, what are the poles? Poles alone you plotted, one it is minus 1, other one it is plus 1. Now capital P it is 1. We need this what is capital P? Number of poles lying on the right hand side of S plane. So capital P it is 1. Now we will sketch the Nyquist plot. From the Nyquist plot we will obtain the encirclement, then we will calculate capital Z. Then based on that we will decide whether the given system it is stable or not. Now the required Nyquist path in the given system, there is no pole at origin. So however we have discussed the previous example, same way the Nyquist path will come. So the Nyquist path it starts from minus j infinity, 0 plus j infinity, then again it comes back to minus j infinity. So this semicircle radius it is r tends to infinity. So whenever we consider BCD contour, we have to take s value as r into e to the power j theta. So for the section A to B, the s value it is omega, j omega, where j omega value it varies from 0 to infinity. For the path D to A, s value it is minus j omega, and omega value it varies from minus infinity to 0. And we will analyze the section A to B, and we will map A dash B dash. Then section 2 B C D section we will do by considering s value as r tends to infinity, r into e to the power j theta, and angle value plus 90, 0, minus 90. Then the third section it is not required to do, because third section will be the mirror image of first section. Yes, we'll start doing it. Now, the first path is from first section A to B. S to be substituted as j omega, and omega value it varies from 0 to infinity. To find the image of path AB, S is j omega in g of s into h of s. G of s into h of s, j omega plus 2 divided by j omega plus 1 into j omega minus 1. Now, in this step, we have to separate magnitude and angle. Root of omega square plus 4, 2 square is 4, minus tan inverse, plus tan inverse of omega by 2, imaginary part by real part. For this term, magnitude it is root of omega square plus 1, angle it is tan inverse of omega by 1. For this term, the magnitude it is root of omega square plus 1 square, angle it is 180 degree minus tan inverse omega, because this will be tan inverse of omega by minus 1, that it is written as 180 degree minus tan inverse omega. Here, separate the magnitude and angle. Now, for the first section, omega value it varies from 0 to infinity. Substitute omega is 0, we will obtain the point 2 angle minus 180, which is A dash. When we substitute omega is infinity, the B dash point is 0 angle minus 90 degree. So angle, first A dash 2 minus 180. So this is 0 degree line, minus 90 degree line, minus 180 degree line. The minus 180 degree line, point 2, which it is D dash, which it is A dash, and 0 minus 90, 0 minus 90. So from A dash to B dash. This is the path for the first section. Now, we will do it for the BCD. Section 2. To find the image of path BCD, put S as limit r tends to infinity, capital R into e to the power j theta in g of s into h of s, where theta changes from plus 90, 0 and minus 90. This is minus 90. When limit r tends to 0 in the given function, we are substituting s value as r into e to the power j theta. So this is the given open loop transfer function, and here when we compare with this r into e to the power j theta, the constant values it gives null effect. So these values are removed. So r into e to the power j theta, the denominator r into e to the power j theta into r into e to the power j theta. So when r tends to infinity, the magnitude it becomes 0. The angle value, in the denominator we will have only e to the power j theta. The theta, when it goes to the numerator, it will become minus theta. So 0 angle minus theta. Now the magnitude it is 0, theta value it is plus 90, 0 minus 90. But here angle minus theta. So minus 90, 0 plus 90. So this points it indicates B dash, C dash, D dash. This point it is indicated at, so this is 0 degree line, 0 degree line, 0 point. So first minus 90 degree line B dash. This is minus 90 degree line, but magnitude it is 0. So this is B dash point. C dash point, 0 degree line, 0 magnitude. Again the same point. D dash point, plus 90. This is plus 90 degree line. Plus 90 degree line, 0 magnitude. So again it is at origin. So the path BCD, it is at origin. B dash, C dash and D dash. it is at origin. Next we will move to the next section. Section 3, it is mirror image of first section. Path A dash A B dash, mirror image of A dash B dash. So this is the path, and so in the previous path the D dash, see the third section D to A. So D dash should be the starting point and A dash is the terminal point. So D dash, it is marked at origin, it should start from D dash. When we do the mirror image, it should start from D dash and A dash. So this is the direction. So the final sketch, Nyquist sketch, is like this. This is first section. The second section, it is at origin. The third section is mirror image of A dash B dash, but at the same time the third section should start from D dash and terminate at A dash. That is why this direction. So this is the final sketch. Now to determine about the stability, here we have to determine about the number of encirclements. So this point here, control. Let us take this point as point A. Point A, it indicates -1 plus J0 point. So when we discuss about the number of encirclements, we have to check how many encirclements happen for the point A, -1 plus J0 point. And here when we have to draw a vector over here, and this is one encirclement in this direction it is happening. So if the encirclement if it happens in the anti-clockwise direction, then it is capital N, it is -1. Here encirclement, it is happening in the anti-clockwise direction. So capital N is equivalent to -1. This is capital N. Now from the given question we have calculated capital P, where capital P, it is one pole. In the given question, one pole, it is lying on the right hand side of S plane. So capital P, it is 1. So capital P, it is 1, and encirclement, since it is an anti-clockwise direction and which is encircled the point -1 plus J0, capital N, it is -1. So capital P is 1, capital N is -1. So Z is equivalent to 1 minus 1. So this means that there is no root of the characteristic equation or zeros of the open loop transfer function or poles of the closed loop function. It is lying on the right hand side of the S plane. So the closed loop control system, it is stable. Closed loop control system, it is stable. So this is second example. So we'll move to the third example. Here K value is given 100, the given transfer function. We need to find out the system stability, closed loop system stability using open loop transfer function. So open loop transfer function is given. So capital P here, it is 0. No pole, it is lying on the right hand side of S plane. -1, -2, -3. All these three poles are lying completely on the left hand side of S plane. So no pole, it is lying on the right hand side of S plane. So capital P, it is 0. So there is no pole at origin in the given system. So same contour, there is no change in the Nyquist path. Same way, A, B, C, D, A. So when we consider A to B, S is J omega, D to A, S is minus J omega, and B, C, D, when we consider S, it is R tends to infinity, R into e to the power J theta. And angle for B, C, D, it is plus 90, 0, minus 90. So with this we'll start this example. The procedure is same. So first section, to do the first section, replace SS plus j omega, it is replaced, and separate magnitude and phase angle. So after separating magnitude and phase angle, we have to substitute omega is 0 and omega is infinity. When we substitute omega is 0 and omega is infinity, we are getting 100 by 6 angle 0, this is point A dash, and when omega is infinity, 0 angle minus 270, that it is at point B dash. So it is 0 degree and minus 270, that means in between minus 0 degree to minus 270. So, and if we check clockwise or anti-clockwise, minus 270 degree minus of minus 0 degree, minus 270 degree minus of minus 0 degree, which it gives minus 270. If it is negative here, then it is clockwise direction. Then it is clockwise direction. When it moves to clockwise direction, it has to cross minus 90 degree, minus 180 degree, then 0 degree, minus 270 degree point. So 0 to minus 270 degree point. And here at the starting point at 0 degree line, 100 by 6. 100 by 6 point is taken as A dash at 0 degree line, and B dash it is 0 magnitude but minus 270 degree line. So this path it is for section 1. Now section 2, BCD contour. When it is BCD contour, S is substituted by R, C, R into e to the power j theta, an angle plus 90, 0, minus 90. So 100 divided by R cube e to the power j3 theta. So theta minus angle minus 3 theta. So when we substitute theta value as plus 90, 0, minus 90, B dash, C dash, D dash points, it comes at origin with minus 270 degree line, 0 degree line, and plus 270 degree. So again the section 2 BCD contour in S plane, it is mapped into the origin. Then third section, it is mirror image of first section, where it has to start from D dash and terminate at A dash. The final root locus sketch. This is the final root locus sketch. Now we don't know whether minus 1 plus j0 it is placed inside this intersection point or outside this intersection point. For that we need to calculate. See, in the first example, this intersection point of these two branches, it's at origin, so it was very clear minus 1 plus j0 was, it's not encircled. In the second example, in the final sketch, this magnitude we were knowing, so this magnitude value it is 2, so we came to the conclusion that minus 1 plus j0 it is encircled because that point it lies here. But in this last example, third example, whatever we are discussing, here the first section, this point, and the third section, this point, when it intersects, so we don't know whether this minus 1 plus j0 it is placed inside this intersection point or outside this intersection point. Here the intersection point is taken as x dash. So whenever we get the final sketch like this, we have to calculate this magnitude value m1. So how to calculate that magnitude value? Now, so here in this example, especially in this example, by seeing the final root locus sketch, we will not be able to come to the conclusion of the stability because m1 value it is unknown. So only after calculating the m1 value we can conclude whether the given system it is stable or not. Now, to calculate that x dash point, that x dash point it is at minus 180 degree line. Now that minus 180 degree line, so angle value we will take it and equate it to minus 180 degree line. In the given transfer function, we are taking only the angle. Tan inverse of omega, 1 divided by tan inverse of omega, tan inverse of omega by 2, 1 by tan inverse of omega by 3. So when we take it in the numerator, all these tan inverse, it will become minus. Minus tan inverse of omega, only angle is taken and equated to minus 180 degree line, because at that point x dash, the angle line it is minus 180 degree. Minus tan inverse of omega, minus tan inverse of omega by 2, minus tan inverse of omega by 3, which is equated to minus 180 degree. Now simplify this, then obtain omega value. When we obtain omega value, omega, it is, we are getting omega value as root 11 radian per second. Now from the angle value, we have calculated, from this calculation part, we have calculated only the omega value. After calculating that omega value, we have to take the magnitude and substitute this omega value, then we will obtain that magnitude value. Now take the magnitude for the given open loop transfer function, where magnitude it is 100 divided by root of omega square 1, root of omega square 4, root of omega square 9. In this expression, substitute the omega whatever we obtained at 180 minus 180 degree line. At minus 180 degree line, the omega value is root of 11. So substitute that omega value. So when we substituted that omega value, we are getting this value, it is greater than 1. So x dash point, it is greater than 1. That means x dash point, it is greater than 1. That means minus 1 plus j0 line, it is lying inside between 0 to x dash. Now we will check about the stability. Here we have to check the encirclement now. So let us check the encirclement. This is minus 1 plus j0 point. Let us take a vector. Here one encirclement, it has happened in the clockwise direction. So clockwise direction, the count it is plus 1. Then the other encirclement also, it happened in the clockwise direction. So 2 encirclement has happened, plus 1 and plus 1. So 2 encirclement in the clockwise direction. So capital N, the net encirclements are equivalent to plus 2. The total encirclements are plus 2. Capital N, it is 2. From the given example, there is no pole of open loop pole, it is lying on the right hand side of S plane. So capital P, it is 0. Z is equivalent to 2. This means that 2 roots of the characteristic equation lie to the right half of the S plane. So when 2 zeros are lying on the right hand side of S plane from the open loop transfer function, that means in closed loop 2 poles are lying on the right hand side of S plane. So the given system, the closed loop system, it is unstable. But at the same time, the open loop system, control system, it is stable because there is no pole, it is lying on the right hand side of S plane for open loop system. But here if we discuss only about the closed loop stability, that it is enough. Since capital Z is 2, so for the given characteristic equation, 2 roots are lying on the right hand side of S plane, which it means 2 poles of the closed loop system, it lies on the right hand side of S plane. So the closed loop system, it is unstable. So with this we will complete this lecture with some more examples we will discuss in the next lecture. Thank you.